want to be a decision maker at what level or where?
Yes, I want to be a decision maker at project level in our organization. Where is our project management team?
So how was your experience of voting last year?
It was great. It didn't take long to vote. It took me about 5 minutes. So it's a great experience.
What do you want 2018 voting experience to be like?
More awareness on the voting process to be taken to community level where there is no communication available in those communities.
So as Parliament meets, what do you want them to do?
To be democratic when passing bills or laws and also transparent.
Tell us, what are your top 3 national budget priorities?
Proper distribution of infrastructure funding, health sector in a way that the government can look at the local health centers in the night. There's no access to medicine, you have to wait until the morning. So maybe they can put that in the budget to have the pharmacy open. And for education, because they're wasting money on distributing milk sandwich bags, which are not relevant because we have feedback from some school students who hardly eat it. So maybe they should relook the budget, and those are some things I
My name is Mark and I'm from DIVA.
Do you want to be a decision maker?
Yes.
What kind?
In practicing my rights.
So would you want to be a decision maker at community, local, national level?
Community level.
Okay. So how was the 2014 election experience for you?
It was exciting since it was my first time voting.
For 2018, do you want to see anything different for the elections? More time to vote, more civic education? What would you want?
I would like more time, if they can make it 2 days voting, and also more civic education.
So when Parliament meets next month, what do you want them to be talking about?
More on civic education, and more on equality, the rights.
So with national budget, always getting work done towards the end of the year, what are your top 3 national budget priorities? Where do you want to see the money go?
My first one is on housings, and the second one on medicine if they can reduce the price, and the third one is more on education, academy level.
My name is Nainasa and I'm an alpha.
Do you want to be a decision maker, and at what level or where?
I would like to be a decision maker. I actually am mulling over a few ideas. I want to run my own company one day, but I need to do a needs-based analysis to see what kind of company I can run. There's 2 ideas I have, but I have to figure out which one of them would be more suitable for me.
Do you want to tell us your idea?
I actually want to go, well, not technically in data mining, but data-based research.
Yes.
A few things on agenda, on youth, on gender, but I'll have to see what type of research is already being done in the area and what data have already been collected. So yes, I need to do a needs-based analysis on that. And the other one is a boutique.
Oh wow.
I want to sell clothes.
Okay. How was your 2014 voting experience?
It was the first time I voted. I think it was first and for a huge number of people to vote. There was so much hype in the thing, telling, oh my God, it's the first year of voting, and people are getting hyped up. But then when we went into the actual voting, it was so fast. It was so fast. Blink of an eye, you've done.
All that excitement.
Yeah, all of that excitement in just into what, I think, a nanosecond or a second.
So in the next elections, what would you want your experience to be?
I think for me the main issue would be how Parliament is made up.
Yes.
Because for the last elections we had one where you could vote for their party leader, and the party decides who sits where. It's done in such a way that people don't actually have a say in who sits in Parliament. Like, you give your vote all to the leader, and he or she delegates and picks. This guy will go into this portfolio, this lady goes into this portfolio. So you don't have a final say in who would be the final members of Parliament. I think that should be amended somehow. Sometimes some of their portfolios or some of the things they were advocating on differ from what you actually want them to do, and that was hard for me because I had looked around and I think Rashik was the only one who actually, But for the others, it's best we vote for the seat.
Okay. So as Parliament meets, what would you want them to do?
The 3 areas I was mulling over yesterday, I processed yesterday, were, okay, in this order: health, education, and more on women participation. So on health, the 2 areas that I wanted Parliament to probably focus on was, 1, maternal health. You know how I had an experience, I didn't give birth, my cousin did, and maternal, how they have the maternity ward in the hospital is really bad. The conditions are really bad. You're welcoming a new human being into the world. First thing you smell when you come into the maternity ward a few years ago was paint. There are women giving birth in the corridors. They're not being cleaned up properly, not being stitched properly. The other thing was some women are unable to go to their local hospitals or their health clinics because, one, they don't have the time, or they don't have the money, or they probably have 3 or 4 other children to look after, and there's no one to look after them. So either they take the whole batch or they can't go at all. I think the other thing that the health ministry could look at is providing assistance to these women who can't come for their normal checks. So prenatal and postnatal care would be very important.
Okay. Why do you think it's so bad?
1, I think there are a lot more women giving birth, and the size of the wards is the same. They haven't actually expanded to cater for the needs. The other thing is probably funding that should go in there actually get diverted to some other Ministry of Health, branches of the Ministry of Health. Yes, I think that's probably why. I haven't done research or read up on anything specifically on that, but I think that probably is one of the reasons.
Okay, and you also mentioned education.
Okay, education in terms of, 1, curriculum development. You know how our curriculum is geared towards people being accountants, people being economists, lawyers, pilots, doctors, nurses. I don't think they have developed the curriculum to meet the employment or the jobs market. The other thing they could introduce is into high schools or primary schools even, is to introduce to students that there are other subjects they can take. Like, apart from the natural ones that we always veer off into, you can also become a psychologist, you can go into sociology or social work, youth development, childhood learning. These things you don't actually know. So when you come out from secondary school and into USP, sometimes you're lost. You just focus on the natural parts, the accounting. And then in the second year or second semester, you find out that it's not actually where your interest lies.
Okay. And your 3rd national budget
was more funding or more funds being diverted to building capacities for young women. We don't all need sewing machines. We don't need to all sew.
Would you like to give some examples on what kind of capacity building or at what level?
Like, for some women, traditionally, some will go into uni. They know what they want. They want to be lawyers or accountants. But others, they're more different. I mean, everyone goes into uni because you're forced by your parents to do a particular subject. I think this goes back into education. You can have trainings or capacity building for young women to advise them of the other avenues they have, the other courses that they can take. And if they want to start their own business at a young age, what they need to do in order to start the business.
Okay.
My name is Mama Bloomfield, and I'm part of LC.
Do you want to be a decision maker, and at what level?
Yes, of course. But at local level, I want to start at grassroots and from there work my way up. I think it's really important to start at the grassroots level.
So, did you vote in the 2014 elections?
Unfortunately, no. I'm Tongan, but I stay in Fiji. It's been a while now. Fiji born, but Tongan, so I can't vote.
So, we're having elections again in 2018. And as someone who's, has been living here, but not being allowed to vote, what would you say you would want to see or changed? Do you want to be allowed to vote? Do you not want to be allowed to vote? Do you get to vote in the Tongan elections?
Yes.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. But you live in Fiji.
Yeah, so I want to be given the opportunity to vote.
And you were born here?
Yeah.
But you're Tongan?
Yeah.
So, But like if you're born here, shouldn't you be a citizen and just have the right to vote?
Exactly, but I had already dealt with immigration about it. They said one of my parents had to be Fijian for me to be classified as an Italy or a Fijian.
That's a little bit crazy.
Yeah, but I'm Fiji born.
Yes, so I would think that that will make you a citizen. And how does that make you feel? Like in the next elections, or maybe if you're lobbying for something.
I feel like I'm left out because I'm away from Tonga, and sometimes I can't be there for the elections. So at least I wanna have my voice heard in seeing that I've been staying in Fiji for close to 10 years now. So yeah, I'd like to vote in 2018 to be able to vote.
You know, so Parliament will be meeting next month again, and what do you think you'd want them to do? What do you think you'd want them to address?
I think, firstly, health facilities for women. And the reason why I say that is because health is very vital, very, very important in order to get things going around, and in order to get a good education and all these other things. Women need to be in good health, in good state of mind to be able to make decisions.
National budget issues that you'd want them to address? Or do you want them to just focus on health? Anything else?
Not really at this moment, just health and education for women.
Do you want to be a decision maker at what level or where?
Yes, any level.
So would you, can you elaborate on that other any level? Would you like to be at higher levels or?
Local. Start from the bottom.
Start from home? Would say start from home. So how was your experience of voting last year?
Great and confidence.
So you voted. What do you want in your 2018 experience voting to be like?
More awareness on voting process and to be taken to communities who are not communicating available.
So has Parliament meets, what do you want them to do?
To be democratic when passing bills and laws, and also transparency, accountability.
To be transparency. What are your 3 national budget priorities?
Development, health, education.